Thanks for staying with us on The Real Story. You have another choice on the November ballot if you aren't too keen to vote for Governor Lamont or Bob Stefanowski to lead our state. The Independent Party has endorsed the ticket of Rob Hoteling and Chip Beckett. Rob Hoteling is the independent candidate running for governor. Rob has worked in leadership roles in both the business and technology industries. He's from Cheshire. He says he hopes to be another choice in the middle for voters this November. And his running mate for Lieutenant Governor, Chip Beckett from Glastonbury, has served in several elected town official roles. Formerly in the Republican Party, Chip left after a sector of national Republican leaders wouldn't accept the results of the presidential election. They are both joining me in studio this morning. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, so first of all, want to get your reaction to a judge's ruling last week, ruled in favor of you all after Bob Stefanowski brought forth a lawsuit on the endorsement of the Independent Party for you all because of how close the margin was when you all were trying for that endorsement. Your reaction, Rob?
Well, first of all, we were confident that we were going to win. We feel that the voters want more choice. Polls show they want more choice. And the party has the right to follow their own bylaws, and we agree with what the judge ruled, and we're really pleased with the outcome.
Are you hoping that this doesn't come up again? Do you think that it needs to be more clear, Chip, at some point, or you feel like
I don't
it's
think
done?
Anybody ever anticipated a tie vote. And so could there be better rules written about various extenuating circumstances? Yeah. But I think the rule said that if there was a vacancy or a tie, that the party leadership could pick a choice. And so Rob and I are thrilled that they picked us. And we're looking forward to having a campaign being recognized by the media and the public that there is a third choice instead of just two.
Yep, you're on the ballot. And so, Rob, tell me, what are you all about? If people were going to vote and they're looking at it, why should they vote for your ticket?
Well, the unaffiliated independent voting bloc is the largest in the state. It's 41% of the state is unaffiliated, and they're unaffiliated for a reason. They don't want to be associated with either the Republicans or Democrats. They want choice. They want to be able to go left or right, or what we represent, the middle. So we believe that we are that party of the moderate. We believe we are that party, and our campaign represents what most voters want in Connecticut. And you'll see that we're going to move forward from this lawsuit. I think people now want to see, well, what ideas do you actually have?
Yep.
We've released our economic plan. We're going to be releasing our education plan this week. We'll also be releasing affordable housing as well as some energy plans. And people will get to see some choice and some difference.
Interestingly, Chip, you left the Republican Party. Tell me about that experience.
This was a country based on democracy, protection of the minority from a majority mob. And when a majority of one party's elected officials say they don't believe in the results of the election, that didn't seem to be a very far step from Vladimir Putin to me. So I thought, I don't want to be associated with people like this. One crazy person, I could accept that anybody's got a crazy uncle in the closet, but I wasn't going to say if that's the way the party's gone. It was not anything I was interested in being part of.
Rob, if people are going to vote on your party line, you know, the thought goes through their head as when there is, you know, a third party candidate, that they might be throwing away their vote. What would you tell that person?
Well, I would challenge the voting public as well as my competitors who are also businessmen. Name me a business or any industry or part of commerce where less choice is better. People want more choice. You just had Monty Frank, and I've interacted with them a lot about ranked choice voting. That is what people want. It gives them the freedom to not be the spoiler vote and this concept of it. And I believe it's a false narrative. People want more choice and they want more ideas. Why? Because it breeds better outcomes for everyone.
Yeah, it is interesting because you could get a ton of votes. It's just people think, right, and they vote Democrat, Republican. We're like almost conditioned to just do the two-party rule. Why is that dangerous in a lot of ways?
Well, I think it's dangerous because it limits people's what they actually want for their communities. People want to vote on an issue or a set of issues, and they identify either with a party or a candidate. But I think for far too long, people have just identified with the party. They really need to look at the candidate, the character of that candidate, the plan they come up with. And I believe also that we have the ability to win. I remind and repeat that the largest voting bloc in the state, over 900,000, are unaffiliated. If they vote for us, us, when they vote for us, we're going to win.
You know, Jen, I think there's something that I heard an interesting statistic a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Abraham Lincoln was a third-party candidate with 39% of the vote. Probably the greatest president we ever had.
Right.
All right, something to think about right there. So tell me what your biggest issue that you're campaigning on is.
Jobs in the economy.
Okay.
And then right after that, our education plan and closing the achievement gap. For far too long, we have great schools. No one's arguing that. Some of the best in the entire country. But you could have Westport here with one of the best schooling systems in the entire country, and then a couple towns over, you have Bridgeport, which is one of the worst in the country. What a disparity. And that's occurred under the existing legislature, and we believe we have better ideas to solve that problem.
And you're releasing that plan this week, right?
Yes, we will.
Talk to me about jobs in the economy. What is Governor Lamont not doing that you think that you both can do?
Well, first of all, business friendliness. We're going in the wrong direction. So there's a CNBC poll showing that we went, which is an anomaly of sorts, because we've normally hovered around 39, 40, but we're up to 24th as this ranking, and then we slid down to 39th. A lot of that is due to cost of doing business, cost of living, infrastructure. I mean, you name it. There's a lot of issues. And what we've seen is the lack of ability to really make headway on that. Lego's a great example. Their headquarters have been in Enfield for how long? Mm-hmm. Normally, a company who has their headquarters here would also put their manufacturing plant here. But we weren't really a strong consideration. Why? There's numerous reasons. One is just, again, the burdensome regulations that we've identified. We've also looked at the unfriendly tax environment. And then when you talk about the lack of integration of transportation, integrated ports, and rail, when you put all this together, it really doesn't incentivize a business to come here. Look, and Lamont, I think, rues the day that his wife, he mentioned his wife is in Tennessee trying to open up a business because Connecticut's complex. Well, we're looking to simplify all that, especially with streamlining certain administrative duties and activities.
How will you navigate the legislature? Because I think a lot of candidates or people who have gotten elected, right, they want to do these great ideas, but navigating that whole political realm can be difficult.
Right. Well, people say politics is the art of compromise. And I'll challenge everyone. In the last decade, has that art really been exemplified? Who's best positioned to do that? Again, I think Chip and I are representing the moderate. I've had a lot of conversations with both Democratic and Republican state senators because historically the independent party has been cross-endorsing a lot of folks. Mm-hmm. So part of that allows you to reach out and speak. And I think for us, they feel a safe place, a safe space to sort of have that conversation where I think it's more combative and contrarian when the Democrats and Republicans come together on an issue. So for us, I think we actually stand in the best position to work on both sides of the aisle. Also for me, I've been part of both parties. I've been a Democrat in my 20s, I've been in the Republican Party in my 40s, and we joined the not so similar
sure.
to Chip's experience, but we believe that we have the best way with our ideas to also bring both sides to the table and make sure we all move forward.
Jen, there's another thing too. The legislature, the representative side, has a moderate caucus, and it's very small, but my people that I've talked to say that, you know, there's a lot of people who would be interested, but they're afraid to jump because they're going to be ostracized
right.
by either end of the party.
I've heard that
I think
too.
Somebody in the middle kind of can say, hey, the water's okay, we got your back, and we can make some legislation to really advance the cause rather than just fighting endless culture wars. Right.
Yeah, I've actually heard that too. I know there was someone who told me that they weren't able to get a leadership role if they didn't vote a certain way on the budget. And unfortunately, you know, you'd hope that your representatives are able to vote their conscience for their communities. But I have heard that. I have heard that before, that's for sure.
Right.
Okay, so what happens between now and Election Day? What are both of you doing?
Well, so I'll speak first, and then Chip can gladly add, but we're going to roll out a sequence of plans. Okay. And we're going to show how our ideas are better than the competitors. Also, we're going to be going around the state and visiting all the communities, as many as that will have us, and reaching out and understanding what the voters want. But on top of that, we're also actively talking to both sides of the aisle right now on those plans and ideas to try to formulate that so that we can hit the ground running. So when we get sworn in January, we'll already have our plans in place and we'll already have some backing for that.
I think that going out and meeting people, and especially talk to folks like you and other news media, because we're eliminated from the state funding. So we don't qualify for that because our party didn't get 20% of the vote last time. And Rob and I have done all right in life, but we don't have 10 million or 15 million apiece to drop on this. So we need the real media to help tell our story of our ideas.
I was about to say, I want to ask about that. What is when you're looking at that and you're running against these two men who are quite wealthy? What's that like, trying to get your message out?
Well, in the end, we've learned in Connecticut, and we saw it right now with Bob Stefanowski. Money doesn't buy votes in Connecticut. It was proven with Linda McMahon. It's been proven with Bob Stefanowski. You have to win on ideas and character, and we think, in spades. So the thought that we have now is the effect to the general public. There's some expectation that money equals qualification. It doesn't. I would argue that we're very qualified, right, in order to run the state. The other thing that's really challenging are debates and polls. We would challenge those who control the debate stage to look at us as the third largest party in Connecticut. People want more voices. They want to hear an intelligent debate and get the best out of everyone.
Are you all not on any debates as of right now?
We are certain ones, but the publicized ones on TV, they've already pre-selected those. And again, if what we want is an equitable society, we want, essentially, that's what people want. They want fairness in every corner of the state. And if we can't have governors and the debate forums that control those debates show that same fair level of fairness, how can you expect fairness to trickle down to the rest of the state? You have to demonstrate that. So also with the polls, there's a recent Emerson poll that just came out. We believe that there's a 9 plus 4% that we will collect, and we think we'll get gains from there. So again, I would challenge the pollsters out there to incorporate us, and you'll see the difference when people get a chance to really understand the plans that we have.
We will be watching. Rob Hodeling, Chip Beckett, we got to go. Our time is up. Thank you so much for coming on The Real Story, and come back again before Election Day.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, that does it for us on The Real Story. If you want to watch these segments again, head to fox61.com or download the Fox 61 app and watch The Real Story every Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox 61. Have a great morning.